Nice. All right. What's up, Thomas? How you doing, bro?
What's up, bro? Doing fantastic. It's crazy. Doing great.
Dude, I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. For everyone who's just watching, who's tuning in, introduce Thomas. Who is Thomas? What were you doing before TikTok Shop? Did you have any social media experience? And then we're going to get to the big month because obviously you just came off of a very, very impressive month of April, and I can't wait to share your numbers. But tell us before you kind of got into TikTok Shop, what all were you doing?
Yeah, my name's Thomas. Actually, like around this time that last year, I was still working in 9 to 5. I was in the headhunting industry. I was a recruiter, still working 9 to 5. And I had no content creation experience before this at all. But I knew I wanted to start my own business down the line. I don't know what it is, but I wanted to work for myself down the line. And I always listen to this podcast called My First Million, and that's how I got into TikTok Shop. That's how I heard of it. My First Million. Are you familiar with that podcast at all?
No, I'm not. But
Yeah,
put me on. I'm gonna
yeah,
watch.
yeah. There's these two guys. They develop and sold their own companies. Now they bring on people who tell their stories of making their first million, and they brought on Rob the Bank, and he talked about how TikTok Shop's like this new gold rush on the brand side, though. So I wanted to start my own brand. So um, I quit my job around this time last year. It's crazy. I took the leap of faith. I didn't have anything lined up back then, like nothing lined up. I just quit my job because I listened to this podcast with Mr. Beast, who was like, he said a quote that resonated with me. He said, "Burn the boat, and then just have everything to lose, and then just jump into it." And that's how I got into TikTok Shop on the brand side. But I didn't know I wanted to start my own skincare routine or skincare brand, and I still have a seller account. So I was on the back end, seeing all these people making so much money on the back end of revenue. I'm like, wait, I can make videos and do this as well. So during the July to November timeframe, I just grew my account organically, and then got into TikTok Shop from there. Um, yeah, that's my journey. But it's crazy because I had no content experience prior to this, but I just jumped in, and the thought of just pressing the record button and putting your face out there on the internet just scared the living hell out of me.
Dude, I know it's always scary at first too, because you're just like, who's gonna see this? And like, you start making product ads. You're like, dude, I remember my first video posted. I was like, dude, my friends are gonna think I'm so weird for this. Like, look who's laughing now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that's an amazing story. Honestly, the fact that you quit your job prior to even posting any content, you're just like, screw it, I'm going all in. That's
yeah,
actually insane, dude. That's insane.
yeah. It is.
Okay, so you did not technically start TikTok Shop till November of 2025, right?
Yeah,
And then from we didn't start working together till February, correct? So
yeah.
between the months of November, December, and January, how was that looking for you?
Yeah, it was okay. November in terms of like profit wise, I think I made like $800. And I think during that time frame, I stumbled upon your personal brand page too, Dustin's, and then this other lady, her name's like Biohacking Moms or whatever, and she was on a live stream, and she was talking about how she made like 60K a month selling beef tallow. I'm like, okay, I need to get on that too. But yeah, November, $800. It was okay. I was mainly selling this neck massager, and then December. Oh wait, did I?
Your camera went out.
What happened here? There we
There you
go.
go.
Yeah, it was an ant on my keyboard. Um, and then December 2000 going up, and then January was I made like $1,000. So I'm like, okay, during the November timeframe, I just made some sort of proof of concept. Like, okay, if I made $800, if I made one sale, this is something that I can actually do and scale. That was my process, my thought process into this. But I just did not have like a concrete plan on how to tackle and create like good content.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%. I think that's where a lot of people struggle is like, what even is, how would you describe good content now, knowing
yeah.
what you know now, if you had to just kind of one or two line it?
Um, knowing your ideal customer profile, customer avatar. You gotta know their pain points.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I thought it was okay creating my own content back then, just because I grew my own account from 0 to 5,000 followers, so I had that foundation, and
Absolutely.
I hope everyone does, grow their own account, because I feel like for me, I didn't want to buy my own account because I wanted that rite of passage to join the affiliate program. Because if you can't create content to persuade people to click the follow button, how can you create content to make people pull out their own credit card and purchase from your own link? That was my process in
Absolutely. Yeah, you're
making.
so right. You're so right. A big part of this, and I asked you like what is good content, right? Well, good content simply just eliciting some sort of emotional response that leads to an action, right?
Yeah,
From your viewer. And this is not just with TikTok Shop, but content in general, right? Like how are you going to get someone to click that like button? How are you going to get someone to click that follow button? How are you going to get someone to pull out their credit card and hit that purchase button because they need that? No one comes on TikTok wanting to just go buy stuff. So you have to be able to not only stop them in their tracks, convince them that they need that thing, and then actually get them to feel the urgency to buy it right then and right there. And so
yeah,
really the power, that or the skill set you have to develop to be able to hit these big months on TikTok Shop. But I think you had a big advantage too going into TikTok Shop. You were, I would assume, studying some content prior
yeah.
to, since you were on the seller side looking at all these videos, right?
Yeah, 100%. I was studying content day in, day out. I think the main thing is just like knowing which product to promote. Like you can promote, or you can make the best content out there, but if no one wants that product, then
Yeah.
you will not get that money that you want.
100%, 100%. TikTok Shop is two things. It is the product that you pick and the content that you make. But if you're making good content and you have a crappy product, good luck. It's going to be
Yeah,
really, really difficult to get to the big months. And I think you can see that now that
yeah, for
you
sure.
had that big month. Okay, so let's fast forward now. So we started working together. I want to say like, was it mid-February?
It was like
I don't know the
early, the
exact date.
first week of February, like the end of the first
Yeah.
week of February. That's
Okay.
when it's out.
So going into there, so Tom, walk me through your February and March and April numbers, and then we're going to talk about kind of what shifted to get to these numbers.
So February, I think I made like 3.5 ish, 3.5K a month. And then um February, March, I made like 6.7K. And then April, I made 22.7 thousand, or 22,700 dollars, 22,000 ish, and $5,000 in retainers.
Unreal. So you had a 27, almost $28,000 month in the
Yeah,
month of April, bro.
yeah.
That is incredible, bro. That is absolutely insane. So
That's,
happy for you. So proud of you, bro.
that's
I mean,
crazy.
just think about I wrote these numbers down from November 800 to 2K, back down to 1K, and then 3.5, 6.7, 27.
Yeah.
Technically, you're paced for 50 next month, man. So just pedal to the metal.
That's
We
my
keep
goal is at
doubling.
least 30. Yeah, my goal is at least 30 this month. I mean, in May. It's gonna be crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know exactly what I'll say with that. If you're trying to get to those 30, 40, 50K numbers at a certain point, you know what, you got to stop doing and start wondering like, man, am I going to be able to get 30 or 40 or 50 next month, and really just focus on those inputs, right?
Yeah,
It's really just about, okay, now what's it going to take to get from 27 to 50, which honestly is really just, you already know kind of what to do at this point. I think it's harder to get to that first like 5K or 10K mark than it is to get from 10 to 20 or 30, because then it's really just about more so volume, right? Looking more at your data, being a little bit more strategic with everything.
yeah,
But you got everything it takes to be able to do those 50, 100K months, bro. And I told Thomas, bro, I told you going in, I was like, you are going to be freaking massive in this space. You are going to crush it. Thomas has this like, in his videos, it's just his vibe, bro. When he makes a video, I just want to watch it. Like it's so engaging. When we do content review calls, I'm always like, dude, I have to see this entire video. Like you're so
yeah.
good with keeping the audience engaged, and yeah, you just absolutely killed, bro. So let me ask you, what was it, since we started working together, that really helped you go from the 1K months to the 27K month? What were your big takeaways and some things that you tweaked?
I think there was a couple of different things here. Like, big thing is product selection, choosing the right product using your own competitive advantage as well, and not choosing a product that's like stagnant, choosing a product that you know will blow up. It's just a matter of creating good enough content to make sure that it blows up for you. Second thing is looking at your analytics, knowing what to do next in your analytics, because the first couple of videos of you making that for that product is going to be, they're all just data points for you to adjust to force a viral video.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, when you say analytics and data, I think this is a super important topic. A lot of people spend so much time posting and wondering, like, why am I not going viral? Why am I not going viral? Well, if you've posted 100 videos, all you got to do is take a step back and just start looking at your content and being like, all right, certainly I've got some outliers. And if you posted 100 times and nothing's worked, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
then it's like, all right, am I doing the same thing every single time? What should I shift? What should I change? So I think I'm really glad that you said that, because a lot of people don't just take a step back and assess the feedback that they're given through their data, because that's what we get every time we post a video. We get feedback. And that's the beautiful part about TikTok and even Instagram Reels, right? Is like when you post, you do get that immediate feedback, not even an hour or 2 hours later. You're shown automatically to at least 300 people. So we get an idea for what those people are wanting to see more of or wanting to see less of. So once you started combining that with obviously picking products that are on an upwards trending revenue, it was rap, bro. It was rap.
Yeah, that's what I love about this. Like in the social media space, like there's almost immediate feedback where you can take that learning lesson and then implement it almost right away.
Absolutely, absolutely. What would you say, Thomas, to somebody who is wondering what this takes? Like, what does it take to actually be successful with this? What's the mindset that you have to have going into here? And I preach all the time, this is not get rich quick. This is not easy. It takes work. But what would you say to people like that?
Yeah, you gotta detach from the results and just focus on inputs. Focus on being consistent. To this day, I still like drag making videos, even though I made like 22K last month. To this day, but being consistent, being okay with not getting the results that you want faster, and just taking a step back and then making sure that you iterate. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. But yeah, be consistent about it and don't quit. Just study content. A lot of people's feed is filled with like, coaches, tips, whatever. I try to fill my feed with top viral short videos because I need to study that. I can take all the tips and tricks I want. They can help, but dissecting viral videos and what made them work and choosing which whatever videos is working for them, taking what works for them and put it into your own videos. I think that was key for me.
Dude, I'm so glad you said that. And I'm going to speak for a lot of people who are watching. A lot of people are going to get mixed opinions and mixed advice if they're constantly watching, a whole bunch of different coaches, a whole bunch of different, shop affiliates. Some people are saying this isn't working anymore, or this is washed, TikTok shop doesn't work. And the other guy's saying, no, this works, do this thing, turn on this setting, say this hook. It just comes down to you being able to assess what winning content looks like and putting your own twist and spin on it with your own creativity. And that's what you were really, really good at. And for any affiliates watching, you're a creator, right? When you're doing this, you're a creator, and it is your job to be able to study these winning videos and figure out why they worked, and then figure out how can you do that thing, but in your own way. Yeah. And then once you start thinking like that, you don't need to worry about everyone else. Then you just start worrying about yourself. And that's really, again, I think when I had my biggest months ever, that's all I was doing. I didn't care what anyone else thought. I was just like, I'm just locked in here. I just want to figure out what's working and then do it in my own way and be a little bit creative. And then the juices start flowing, bro. And then you just be more and more successful the more you allow yourself to trust your skill set, which you're on pace to do. You're going to have massive months in the future. And I cannot wait to see what you do. How important was like a community aspect for you through all this? Did that help at all, being in a community?
Yeah, I mean, seeing everyone's wins, seeing everyone's going through the same struggle as me, and knowing that you're not alone struggling on the same path to greatness is very helpful, especially with the people that I know are they're not doing the same thing as I am. So it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
go that lone wolf path and be successful. You know, it's good to have some people to not rely on, but like to to it's like, I don't know, having community just helps you be belong somewhere. I don't know how to say that,
100%.
but being being in community just did really help. Just seeing everyone struggle with you helped a lot too. Just because like the people that I know are not doing the same thing as I am, and it's hard to relate with those kind of people. So sometimes, you know, people still hit me up to go out, but I know I just need to grind because, you know, I wouldn't trade lives with them. So putting my head down and doing what needs to be done to achieve what I want is important, and having community is pretty much imperative for that. Just to know that I'm not crazy. I'm not the crazy one here.
Dude, yes, it's so easy to feel that way. I remember when I started, before I joined my first community, dude, I was like, this is isolating. I feel crazy. But when you start hanging around, you know, like-minded people, and then you've got that guy over there who last month they weren't successful, and this month they did 5K. It's like, okay, this is real. This is possible. Like, I know that guy. And I think that that does really help you make, you know, it makes you feel less crazy, just like you said. But I know that feeling, and
Yeah.
it's a sucky feeling. And I think everyone who gets into this space, they're gonna feel that. But the cool thing is, like, once you're in these communities and stuff, you know, your network starts to expand, and you know, pretty soon, you know, you start hanging around people who are just like-minded. You know, they want more out of life, and they become your lifelong friends. That's one thing I've noticed throughout this process. And props to you for taking that chance and joining the community and stuff. I'm so glad you did. Speaking of that, bro, I'm curious, you know, why did you pick me? And there's a lot of coaches out there. What'd you pick me for over kind of everyone else?
I think you were just real and down to earth. You can, it just showed, I just felt something whenever you post a video on your personal brand page. And also like the fact that you talk more so outside of shop as well, TikTok shop, like more so branding, the brand aspect. Like TikTok shop might not be here forever, and learning how to harness the power of social media in general as a whole was pretty much a big thing for me. And you talk a lot about that.
Yes. Yeah. That's the next step for you, Thomas, is like, let's diversify on that personal brand and everything. I want to see that out of you, because you're going to have a killer PB. How's that going? Have you started the personal brand yet?
I had a Yap page. I still have a Yap page. I don't really focus on it that much, but just a Yap page for now. I still need to focus on my ICP and do want to get for that. And yeah, it's something that I for sure need to work on right now. I was just focusing on the income.
Yeah, but that's big. That's big. When you're trying to hit a goal, it is so much easier to get there if you're just isolated, focus on one thing, because you're not spread thin across multiple different things. That's where I get in trouble a lot of times. I'm like,
yeah,
I want to do this, and this, and this, and this.
It's so easy to get shiny object syndrome. Like there's so much information out there. It's crazy. There's like
so much.
Yeah.
And we live in a time right now where, for a lot of people watching this, they're like, I don't know how to make money. Well, it's like when you get to this point, it's like, well, now there's like a million different ways to make money, and you know, opportunities are flowing in, and you start having to say no to things. Like, I'm sure you're going to be getting brand deals and opportunities, and people asking you to promote their stuff, and you got to just start saying no.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore. You know, I got all this other stuff, and it's costing me money to do this. And so, yeah, you're going to start getting flocked with opportunities, bro. If you're not already, I'm sure that you are.
I hope so, bro.
So, okay, what is some advice you would leave with someone who maybe is on the fence of starting TikTok shop, and maybe they're like, I'm about ready to go all in, but they have some sort of doubt about this whole thing. I don't know if it's going to last. I don't know if this is something that is long-term. What would you tell that person who's kind of on the fence right now about TikTok shop or just social commerce as a whole?
It's coming. Social commerce is coming. It is already
here.
Yeah. Maybe take the leap of faith, get over yourself. Like when I first started this, I just thought that, you know, I would be made fun of, blah, blah, but no one cares about you. Like no one really does. You just gotta pave your own path and just do what you want to do and take action. I think that one of the skill sets that anyone needs to learn is, if you have an idea and that time between executing the idea, like collapsing that time is one of the skill sets that I'm trying to learn, and it's so important. Like having an idea and executing on it as fast as possible is so important, because the longer you wait, there's so much doubt. Your brain will just tell you, oh, it's not worth it, blah blah. Just taking action and not thinking about it is so important.
Yeah, it's so easy for you to talk yourself out of something, you know, for some reason. And dude, that's the most relatable thing I think I've ever heard. Because I think about this all the time. Like if someone presents you with an opportunity and you're like, let me think about it, and 3 days go past, you're probably gonna say no, right?
Yeah.
So you got to make that decision there then and make it quick and then execute and move. All of the millionaires that I know, they move so fast.
Yeah.
Like I have a mentor, Rich Summers, and like he was presented an idea and from Sam Godet, who's Dan Martell's guy, and he's like, he picks up his phone, he calls his team, hey, we need to implement this right now. Wasted zero time. I'm like, you don't have to do any research or think about it. He's like, no, I don't. I just move and figure it out as I go. And I'm like, that's a damn good attitude, right? And you shorten that deadline of time too. When you have a shorter deadline to actually hit a goal, you work harder at it. That's just a real thing. I was thinking today, you know, I'm in Arizona and I'm only here for a week. And so for this week, every day I'm loading my schedule up with things I want to do. I'm seeing everybody. But if I was here for 5 weeks, I probably wouldn't have that urgency to go see everyone, right? So it's like, it's kind of the same thing with, you know, TikTok shop posting and everything. Like you treat this shit with urgency and it happens a lot faster, you know?
For sure. To that point too, like I move up here, like I left my parents' house and move up here with no income at all. And I put myself in that corner where I had to make this work. Otherwise I cannot pay rent next month.
It's unreal, bro. Unreal, dude. Your story is freaking amazing. Your story is amazing.
You got to put yourself in that situation. Otherwise you're not going to change. Like I was not going to change unless I put myself in uncomfortable situations where you're going to have to change to make that sort of income to pay for rent.
Yeah, you got to put that pressure on. You don't want a pressure that's like, you know, choking you and like, yeah, man, having so much anxiety. You want a pressure that's like, all right, like I actually got to lock in, because when you start working with that, you'd be so surprised with what you can accomplish in just 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months. It's
crazy,
insane. You know, it's a priority. When it becomes a priority, bro, it becomes very, very serious. And I think the people that I've talked to that are successful versus the ones that are not successful, it's really just what's their day-to-day look like and where is it on the priority list. If it's high on the priority list, they're gonna win. It might take 2 months, it might take 3 months, it doesn't matter. They are going to win. And especially with something like TikTok Shop, as long as you're posting every day and doing iterations, I find it hard to believe the average person couldn't get to like at least 3 or 4K a month within like 3 months, as long as you're just putting in the work. And then from there, it's easy to scale. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. You gotta look at the data. I look at a lot of affiliates page as well, and just the same thing over and over and over again. They expect different results. I'm like, dude, you gotta do something different.
Yes. You have to look at your feedback and your data. It's so important. Well, awesome, bro. I really appreciate your time. I want to take too much more of your day, but real quick, do you have any goals or anything that you're chasing right now? Would love to talk about that.
Hopefully May 30K month this month, and then I kind of want to buy a new car. I've been driving this old Camry for so long. It's like a 2008 Camry, so definitely a new car down the line.
That would be nice, bro. Maybe a Lambo. Just kidding. We're realistic. Just kidding.
Yeah.
One day, man. One day. I like to preach to everyone on there that online money, you might do a 20 or 30K month. Be smart.
Yeah.
Be smart. Right?
100%. I'm saving all that money right now. I kind of want to buy a house. When I was in Atlanta, I was like, oh my God, houses are so much more cheaper here than California. It's crazy.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Hey, it's better than going and splurging on a Lambo that you can't afford right now.
No, I'm not. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
one day.
I see you doing that one day too.
Dude, yes. Hey, I'm all for nice things and nice stuff, but like there's a difference between buying it to flex and actually being able to afford it, you know, and that's the difference that a lot of people don't show online, you know. So we'll make that very adamant, you know. You got to put a lot of work in, learn that skill set, and then once you have that skill set and that income where you're just on autopilot, then you're stacking cash, then those things are okay, you know. But like a car,
no.
Getting asset, it's a toy, bro. It's a toy.
Yeah, it is. Unless you're lush, then maybe.
Hey, man, with what you're on pace for, you might be right there in a couple months, man, if you keep doubling.
Hopefully. Thank you, though.
course. Awesome, Thomas. Well, we'll wrap this up. I really appreciate you, man. Congratulations. And I cannot wait to see what you accomplish here in the future, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Awesome. All right.